Proud of 6 Middays. I'm Brianna with my special guest Vedo.
What's happening?
How's life? How's it going? Are you getting rest being on
Everything
tour?
is good. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of rest.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of after parties and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But we having fun though. Yeah.
So how is it headlining your first tour? I'm sure everyone's asking you this
Yeah.
question.
Oh, it's amazing. I've done a bunch of shows. I've done
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of hopped on people's tours, but it's really nothing like everybody coming to see you.
Yeah.
These are people who spend their hard-earned money. They stand in line outside, rain, it's hot, things like that. But it's just a really gratifying feeling, knowing that these people are coming out to see me,
Yeah.
and only me, and know every
Absolutely.
word to every song too. So yeah.
Do you have someone opening up for you?
Yeah, I got two opening acts actually.
Okay.
A guy named Keithian and a boy group and a group named Final Draft.
Okay.
Dope. Both of them are both amazing artists. But I just I chose them because I was once that artist trying to break my way into the industry and be. I wasn't given that platform to do so. So I feel like that's my way of kind of paying it forward to to up and coming artists as well.
Yeah. So what is that mentorship like? I'm sure they ask you questions with this probably being their first tour and such.
Yeah. It's more so just like hey, listen, take this moment and just live in it.
Yeah.
Don't think too hard about it. Get out there on the stage, have fun. Obviously, this is your first tour, but get out there, act like you've been here before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was always told. When you're in the room, act like you've been here before.
Yeah. So how is it with just like the fans? And I'm sure, like you said earlier, they're just standing outside waiting for you, very excited to see you. What is that like?
Oh, it's great.
Any crazy fan stories?
Yeah, we got a couple. We had a few some people. They won't let the bus leave, stuff like that. But it was fun, man. Just seeing these girls, because these shows are 96% women at these shows every day. But it feels really good, man, to know that my music actually travels. I think with this tour, it's actually starting to let people know like the impact that my music actually has. And I don't think people actually saw that at first, but now that they see that I'm selling out these venues, and it's like, oh, people actually listen to his music, regardless of what you see on social media and online. But the music is impactful.
Yeah, and having sold out shows, like, how does that feel for you? That's crazy.
That was. I have no expectations, and I think that's kind of like how I go through life, because expectations are kind of like the leading cause of letdowns.
Yeah.
So when we started this tour, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna sell out. I don't know which dates I'm gonna sell out or what. I don't know if people gonna come see me, but it's now that we're deep into it, and every single date has sold out, and people came out and see me.
Wow.
It's like wow. I feel like I got to do more now, because it's like, man, it's like people really been waiting on me to go on tour.
Yeah.
Versus these spot dates that I have been doing here and there. So it's a gratifying feeling.
What has been your favorite city so far?
Ooh, that's the question. I really can't say. I would have to say Atlanta.
Okay.
That's home. That's where I live.
Yeah.
Atlanta came out. They sold out crazy.
Wow.
I brought some of the homies on stage too, but man, it's different because Detroit was crazy.
Yeah.
Philly was amazing.
And that's where you're from, right?
Yeah,
Michigan?
I'm from Michigan. Yeah. That was the first show too.
Okay.
So, I would have to say Atlanta right now.
Yeah. How was it like performing in your city, like where you're from?
It was good. Because it's crazy because a lot of times at home is sometimes where you get love last. You kind of like people kind of like don't want to almost in a way don't want to see you make it out type of thing.
I feel the same way. I'm from Chicago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So with that, going back and selling out Detroit was like, okay, it's love in the air, because I have to say, over the years sometimes it didn't feel like love sometimes, but just kept going and kept pushing through, and eventually the love that the people have for me in the city overshadowed the hate and everything like that. So it felt really good.
Why do you think that is? I wonder if that's a Midwest thing, because I moved out here about 8 years ago, and I kind of feel the same way.
I would say, I think, man, people just need to like move somewhere else and see another part of the world, like parts of the states. I think when you stay in that environment, and that environment is that's the only thing in that environment, how else will you be able to learn how to love and accept that your fellow neighbor is actually doing well, and all you got to do is cheer him on. You know what I mean? It costs nothing to support and shit and say I'm proud of you and cheer you on. But when you don't get out of that environment and you live in it and you grow up in it, that's all you know. So I think that's what it is. Like the Midwest has always, it's a beautiful place, but it's always been kind of like tough and hard. You know, it's never been kind of like, you know, I moved down south. It was, you know, Southern hospitality. Everybody get a chance. Everybody get a chance to do this. But I think that's what it is. I think people just need to change the environment.
How do your friends and family feel now just seeing your success after all these years?
Oh, man, it's amazing. Family, I would say family is probably my biggest supporter. My brothers, you know, my sisters, my pops, my daughter, my fiance, everybody, man, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know, nobody is sitting around, you know, pouting or anything like that. It's all love. Everybody shows up and show out. Anything that I have going on, a show, events, they're there. You know, and they pay for their tickets.
That's beautiful.
So,
they do?
Yeah.
What? They don't ask for free tickets?
No, they don't.
Wow.
They don't. And I think that's one of the most stand-up, all my friends too, I think that's one of the most genuine, dopest things ever for people you're with every day, like, to say, hey, how much? You know, because it's very easy to say, oh, I need this for free. But they support the movement for real.
And so rare, too. Yeah, everybody wants something, especially when you're coming up.
Yeah, facts.
So why did you decide to move to Atlanta? You know, most artists, especially coming from Midwest, I feel like they go L.A., New York. So why did you decide Atlanta?
Well, that's my dad was staying in Atlanta at the time.
Oh, okay.
And back home, and I got kicked out of all schools.
Oh, snap.
Yes,
You're bad? You're fighting?
Yeah, I was fighting, running with the wrong crowds. Gang stuff, all that other stuff. You know, just things that a young boy would succumb to in the hood in the Midwest. So, it was just one of those times when my mom was like, you know, I wasn't, you know, a bad child or anything like that. It's just my environment needed to change because I was headed down a path that was probably had no point of return, which was, you know, having a record, getting locked up, different stuff.
Wow.
And my mom was like, hey, you know, I'll never forget, I was like 12, 13 years old. My mom was like, hey, call my dad. You remember when you told me if I needed you, I need you. Come on down here and get him. He getting locked up. He fighting. He running with gangs. And so that's why I moved to Atlanta. So it was so that to get away from that and to get a fresh start in school because none of the schools would let me back in. And I came down. And I still had my ways, you know, my ways of anger management and stuff like that. But my dad got it together real quick.
That's good.
You know, Pops got it together real quick. And I never forget the conversation we had. He said, if you don't get yourself together, I will stop all recording privileges.
Oh, snap. He was like, I gotta get together.
Let me go ahead and let me get right. And when he told me that, I ended up graduating 3.8.
Wow, congratulations.
So yeah,
that's good.
And that's really all it took, just a male figure. I think that, you know, every young male, not just black male, any young male needs that father figure role in their life at that age because it's a pivotal point in their life to where they can either go the right way or the wrong way.
Yeah. I feel like that's so important, just having, you know, your parents in your life, especially like you said, a father figure. I know, you know, you're a father of a daughter.
Yeah. Girl,
how do you feel like that has changed just your lifestyle and your music?
I've always been, you know, very respectful to women, but I think now having a daughter, is a certain level of what am I looking for? Softness now. Okay. You know, it's kind of like it slowed me down. You know, I think, you know, and it's an old saying that say, hey, if God gives you a daughter, 9 times out of 10, you was acting a fool.
Uh-oh.
And it was you acting a fool back in the day. But yeah, man, it just slowed me down. You know, I'm very patient now.
That's good.
I have to be very cautious of her feelings and things like that. Very cautious of how I raise my voice and if I raise my voice and things like that. But for the most part, man, it's just it's basically molding me into this like all well-rounded gentleman because it's nothing like having a daughter that looks up to you. You get to yelling at her mom. She looking at you crazy, you know. So I think before I do a lot have now, you know. So
have you done her hair? That was one thing my dad did growing up, which I appreciate. Yeah. But I look back at pictures, he was doing pigtails.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a little ponytail, but that's it. Yeah. My fiance actually is a retired hairstylist. So,
oh wow. Okay.
So I never have to worry about her hair not being done.
Yeah. And you said fiance. This is new, right? This is pretty recent for you. So that scares me, just the forever thing. So at what point did you decide like, okay, this is it for me?
I already knew. I've been new. I just kind of wanted to like. I was focused on trying to have everything done perfect.
Okay.
I want to have this amount of money. I want to have the house. I want to have the house I want. I want to have the car I want because I want it all to be perfect. And I just had to realize I'll never be fully ready to get married. I just have to jump into it. But I would say after my daughter was born,
Yeah.
She's 3 now.
Did your wife, or your fiance, did she inspire a lot of some of the records that you have,
Absolutely.
especially just the female empowerment that
Absolutely.
you got it?
Yeah.
That helped me lose weight, child.
Oh,
like, you have
That's
no
what's
idea.
up.
Like, during the pandemic or around that time period, I was going through a breakup, and I was just like, man, this is the record that we need as women, you know?
Yeah, honestly, I would definitely say that she influenced those records because she's, of course, a black woman that goes through, a lot of stuff every day that I have to see firsthand, from, disrespect from other people, disrespect from your own people, and nobody really would stand up for, women of color like that. So, and she was one of those ones who had to go through that. And I just saw it. I saw the lack of support, lack of, love, and lack of, showmanship and showing up for your fellow woman, black woman, whatever. And I just wanted to make a song that, women can listen to. And it's like, you put it in a book. They say if you want somebody not to know anything, put it in a book because they ain't gonna read it. Oh. But I feel like if you want my philosophy is if you want somebody to remember something, put it in a song.
Yeah.
You want somebody to be able to hear something over and over and over and over and over, put it in a song. And I think that was my mentality going into with making You Got It and a plethora of other records. Like, I want you to know that whatever you're doing the right thing type. And I can say it once, but if I put it in a song, you can just keep replaying it,
And I really appreciate that because, like, you were, telling us fix our credit, go to the gym, and do what you need to do. And it's not just that record, like you said, you have several records,
absolutely,
where you shed light on women. And why is it that you decided to do that, like as an R&B artist?
I mean, because I felt like we especially men, all day we'll ride for the homies.
Yeah.
All day we'll, we'll my boy on, let me put my boy on, let me, which is cool, don't get me wrong, because I do the same, but it's like, why don't we keep that same energy for our women? Like, why not help them, know the importance of what it's like to, use credit over using liquid assets. And these are things that, guys will discuss amongst guys because some of them feel like, oh no, this isn't a conversation for her to have.
Yeah.
When actually it is, because at the end of the day, I feel like it's more attractive for a woman to want me versus need me. So if you got your own, you just want me to be here, which is a much better experience.
Yeah.
Than
Thank you for that.
needing to be here.
Right.
But yeah, so I just felt like it just, but we can big our homies up and we could, put our homies on. Why not put our girls on?
I love that. And I mean, this has been such a huge year for you. You're headlining your own show. Not only that, but also you have a record that's spinning right now with Chris Brown.
Absolutely.
That's on the radio. Did you think this was going to be like the radio record?
Nah, I mean, not really. I think, once we solidified the CB feature, we was like, yeah, this is the radio record.
Okay.
Radio, like I say, loves anything that CB is on.
Yeah.
So, and we did this record over 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
And we just now put it out. So
I wonder why it takes so long.
I mean, it's just timing.
Yeah.
Timing. Every record has a season. Like, You Got It. That was the season for that record.
It's still the season.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but Do You Mind? I felt like this is the right season for it. It's the right season in my life. It's the right season in my career. I'm right at the cusp of becoming like this artist that it just takes off into the stratosphere, you know? And I feel like that record basically solidifies like, all right, I'm on the level of these major label artists, and I fit the mold. So now is the time.
Yeah, and I know too you were mentored by Usher.
Yeah.
That relationship and that experience was at the time with The Voice and things like that. So talk to me about just that relationship and how that transpired.
Ah, man, it's more so it's a big brother little brother situation. I mean, it's a mentorship. It's just it was one of those things where he saw something in me that obviously the show didn't see. The Voice, which was a major platform for me, I loved it. It was a major stepping stone. But for him to stay connected after the show really let me know, like, okay, obviously I'm in the right path, doing something, doing the right way. And it's definitely helped me out through my career, because one of the questions I've always asked him is, how do you stay grounded? How do you stay out of trouble? Because it's very easy to get in trouble, and when you're at that level. I mean, one of the things he said, he just mind your business. Just stay to yourself. Yeah. Give them, just enough to think what they want to think. Don't give any fuel to the fire. If there's a fire, let the fire go out.
Has that happened already in your career?
For a couple times. Yeah. But yeah, nothing crazy. But it's like, it'll happen. And the more you feed into it, the bigger the flame, the bigger the fire will get.
I do feel like you're kind of like a hidden gem. It's like you kind of stay low key.
Yeah.
But you're just so phenomenal. Like your voice is
Thank you. I pop out when I need to. I'm not really. And I know it's a social media age, and everybody wants to be on social media every day, all day. But I think I have to stay in real life, because social media will really consume you. Next thing you know, you're missing the growth of your daughter. You're missing out on time with your family, because you're so focused on being the social media guru or whatever. You know what I mean? So social media is definitely a thing for us, but I kind of like to just stay low key.
Which is interesting, because you got it. I think I heard on TikTok.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
I didn't listen. Somebody took that song. Just a random fan took that song and created that challenge, and it just blew up. I didn't even have a TikTok when the song started taking off.
Wow.
I had to create a TikTok and catch up with it. So I wasn't even on TikTok like that. But I gotta say thank you to TikTok for that, for sure. And their whole media base, everything is amazing.
It's so random too when songs blow up. You know what I mean? You never know.
Yeah, the thing with You Got It is, TikTok, you get this, I think it was like 20 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
And the good thing when You Got It is an actual good song. Because outside of that 20 seconds, if the song isn't good, like it won't live. It won't translate. Yeah. So when people actually heard the whole song, they said, "Oh, this whole song is actually fire," which is how the numbers from TikTok translated to Spotify, Apple Music, and everything, because it was an actual record that had a message and people gravitated towards.
And you just have vocals. I mean, let's just talk about it.
You love Shine.
And I know Usher, he invited you and my boy Eric Bellinger.
Yeah.
Tiny Desk.
That was crazy.
That was so good.
That was great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was definitely impromptu.
Okay.
We did not prepare for that.
Oh, snap. You couldn't even tell.
Yeah,
That's
he did.
crazy.
Usher did it on purpose, though, because we actually were rehearsing for the Something in the Water Festival.
Oh.
That's what we were doing at first. And we were getting ready to go crazy. I'm gonna do my record, Eric gonna do his record, and we're gonna back Usher for the actual festival. I think it was like 120,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah, so we did that. And the day of I think it was the day of the festival, if I'm not mistaken, or the day before, he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we gotta go down here to and do NPR Tiny's Desk. Tiny Desk." I'm like,
you're like, what the heck?
We like, hold on, wait. We didn't rehearse for that.
Yeah.
He like, oh nah, y'all got it, man. Come on, just follow me.
Crazy.
And we like, I'm looking at Eric, he looking at me. I'm like, man, look, this how we gonna do it. Whatever note you take, I'm gonna find a note. Whatever note you take, I'm gonna find a note. So, and it was just like a real chemistry. It was real chemistry going on. But that really just showed our level of expertise and our level of professionalism and being able to adapt to something of that caliber, because that's not a small platform.
No, and that was like one of my favorite Tiny Desks that I've seen.
Thank you.
So shout out to you for no rehearsal.
No rehearsals at all for that.
Wow, I love that. Okay, so Mood Swings. Let's talk about it. That's the name of your
Mood
album.
Swings,
yes. Why Mood Swings? Besides the fact that you're a Pisces, I think
that
correlates a little bit.
I was moody at the time when I made that album.
Yeah,
I was real moody at the time. Going through different things, family, relationship, whatever. And I just didn't know what to name the album, but I knew that I was, because one day I wouldn't want to see anybody. The next day I want to be around some good vibes and good energy.
Right.
The next day I would be like down a little bit because I'm thinking about my mom or something like that. So it was a real moody roller coaster, and I wanted the album to feel that way, and which is why I named it Mood Swings. You got songs on there that that's sexy. You got songs on there that's vulnerable. You got songs on there that's kind of, it's fun, but it's all moody.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to kind of like highlight the fact that we all have mood swings, and it's okay to be moody.
Yeah.
It's okay to like not be
happy all the time.
Yeah. It's okay to be sad sometimes. It's okay to be unsure. It's okay to be, insecure sometimes, because we all have those. And, obviously society has made it kind of, made it a thing to where you can't show you can't show that side of you, because you look, especially as a man,
weak.
You look weak. You're showing the weak side, things like that. But no, actually, that's actually growth, and that takes a lot of courage to actually show that side of you.
So, what do you want your fans to feel? Moody?
No, I want them to embrace the ever changing way of life, the ever changing dynamic of life.
Yeah.
You know, all days aren't going to be good. You know, some will be bad, some will be worse than the others, and some will be really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'll lose people, you know, you'll lose friends, things like that, and that's just life. I just want people to realize, like, hey, win the day, focus on today. You can't worry about what happened yesterday because that's past, and you really can't worry about tomorrow because you need to live for today, because, you know, you never know what tomorrow holds.
And how do you do that? Just going through everything that you're going through, you know, personally. Sometimes I feel like it's difficult to just keep pushing. So how do you do that for you?
I just, you know, man, I just do what makes me happy. I mean, if it doesn't make me happy, I won't do it. I mean, it's just, I mean, you know, it may sound like, oh, well, you know, you don't sacrifice. I do sacrifice a lot, but I truly stand 10 toes on, if it does not make me happy, I'm not doing it. And that's just really how I operate. And I try to, you know, I instill that same thing in my family as well. Like, I'm sorry, man, if this person just doesn't fit my energy scope, I just can't have them around.
Yeah.
You know, and it's cool.
You looked so happy when you were on stage with your daughter.
Oh, for sure.
And
absolutely.
her singing the words was so cute. Did you guys practice that moment, or
no,
she just did it?
I mean, listen, she has, you know, she literally will mimic anything. And she sings on key. So we know we're going to have us a little singer. But when I tell you, I did not know she was going to sing that lyric. I thought she was going to be like startled and struck.
No,
like,
she kept going.
By everybody, cameras out, people screaming. But she embraced it. What's crazy is the whole day before, I told her, I said, hey, Daddy's performing tomorrow. You want to come on the stage with Daddy? She's like, yeah. And the whole day, she's like, Daddy, I want to go on stage with you. The whole day. I'm like, okay, baby, just give us some time. Daddy gonna go up there. But yeah, she's ready, man.
You have a future star. Because at first I thought she was gonna be scared by the way she looked. But she said, hold on, let me get this.
She came out there with them glasses on. I said, oh my goodness, look at this. But no, it was beautiful.
So cute. Does she realize who her dad is? Like,
yeah, she does.
I feel like with kids, especially when they're young. How old is your daughter?
3.
3 years old. Yeah, 3. It's like you kind of have an idea.
She just knows. I think she know that a lot of people know my dad. Like a lot of people screaming my dad's name, but I don't think she really knows as of yet. Like, oh, my dad is Vedo. Like, you know what I mean? But she will. I give her another year.
She's like, I'm up next.
Yeah, I give her another year. So I think she get about 5 years old. She'll really know, like, my dad's famous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to play a little game with you. You ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
Basically, you're going to fill in the blank, and some are this or that. Okay? Okay, so the first question. I couldn't live without blank. Music? Okay. I knew I made it when blank happened.
I knew I made it. Wow. I knew that's a good one. I knew I made it when I had to file taxes.
Oh, snap.
I had to pay all that damn money back.
And he was like, hold up.
I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I done made it. Yeah, so these are the problems that we have. So I would say that, yeah.
Okay, good problems, somewhat. Okay, FaceTime or text?
Text for sure.
Text?
Absolutely. Yeah, I ain't trying to, no.
You don't like to FaceTime?
No,
what is
I mean, it be kind of, you be having your nose all in the phone. Hey, what you doing? Like, we can do text, yeah.
It's personal, you know? Okay. In a versus battle, Usher or Chris Brown?
Ooh, why you do that? Why you do that, man? Come on. I don't know, man. Just, you know, it's different eras of music.
Right. You've written for Chris. You work with Usher. I mean, you work with both. I'm just saying.
Man. I mean,
that's hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, man.
I asked that question on the radio, and it was it was like 50-50.
I mean, and then the thing is, you just got to go off of what scope. Like, are we talking about, like, just songs or performance?
Just songs. Like in the versus battle, just music to music.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go with. Ooh, that's a tough
Come
one.
on, are you about to say Usher? You're about to say
I'm gonna have to say Usher. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I'm
okay.
Have to say Usher.
All right, Usher it is.
Yeah.
Your favorite snack is blank.
Oh man, fruit snacks.
Fruit snacks.
Yeah.
All right. The best city you performed in was?
I would say Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
My goal is to work with blank.
My goal is to work with Beyonce, Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
Bruno Mars, and whoever else that want to work with me.
It was just one, but it's okay.
Oh, I knew it was one, but I knew it was one, but I had to throw a couple.
You got to manifest.
Yeah, you know the vibes.
Okay, my favorite song I ever wrote was blank.
My favorite song I ever wrote. Ooh. Probably You Got It.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It paid the bills.
Amen to that. All right. Somewhere I want to perform but never have is blank.
Probably is. I would do Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something told me you were gonna say that. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean that's a milestone for real. Okay.
For sure.
I want my fans to know blank.
I want my fans to know that this is me. The music you hear, this is who Vedo is. This is not a facade. This is real. Like I'm just like you.
Yeah.
You know, I just make music.
And you're really singing.
And I'm really singing. The mic is on the whole time, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And last question for you: how do you feel about people saying that R&B is dead? What would you have to say to that?
Hey man, to each his own. But I think that give it give the other music a rest and actually look for some R&B.
Okay.
Okay. Let go of the rap, let go of the club, all that. Get back to love. I think people need to fall back in love again, and R&B is the only way. But we gotta get out the clubs.
Well, you said R&B is the only way to fall back in love.
Yeah.
Wow. Can you say that again?
Yeah, R&B is the only segue to fall back in love.
Yeah.
You're not falling in love to no rap song.
No, you're not.
You're not.
And people need to fall back in love. People need to get engaged. People need to get married.
Man. That's what we got away from. We got away from people actually being in love. And love, for a long time, love wasn't cool. It wasn't cool to be in love.
Yeah.
I think when we get back to the point where to be in love is cool, I think people will start diving back into that R&B bag. Even R&B singers got away from love, because it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
And for me, that's why I'm staying down and staying true to it. So, and the fans loving it. They loving and love the fact that it feels like the 2000, it feels like 2005 when they listen to my music. So
it does.
Yeah.
It's refreshing. I love being able to listen to your albums and listen every single song.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Huge shout out to you.
You know it.
Can't wait to see you perform, and
Let's
congratulations to everything. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Rihanna. I appreciate it.